Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you guys that you definitely want to stick around for, so make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let me get into this topic here. As y'all are fully aware, the media business is a very, very, very competitive business. Take it from us, right? We got into this business a few years ago, and prior, to getting into it, you didn't really know, right? But now, going into, I believe, our fourth year, if I'm not mistaken, or finishing our third year, we realize it's very, 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 very competitive. And every day, it's like a rat race to the top. It's all about speed and frequency if you're a news-based show. Now, if you're another show that is kind of more centered around storytelling, then that's a different thing. But if you're into the news aspect of it and current events, it's all about speed and frequency and obviously quality, because you can put out a lot of great content, but if it's not good, it doesn't matter what you're doing. And because of that, you're constantly forced to always be like in search mode. You're always searching for new things to talk about on a daily basis. And sometimes, some days it's easier than others. Some days are great topics, great things to talk about. There's a lot of news, so you can just go out there and kind of flow. And other days, is a lot, things are a bit slower. You need to come up with interesting things for your audience to engage with. And that's the case with, it's the same case with ESPN and FS1, right? And in their case, it's actually, I believe, on an hourly basis or every 30 minutes or so, probably every 15 minutes, because of the fact that they're constantly live and information is always, your story is always breaking, and they can kind of react to things in the moment. And what usually happens is this: a big story will break, and then everyone will cover it and jump on it, and then they'll either start writing about it or talking about it via video or live pictures, or whatever you want to call it, right? Those are usually the two ways stories are covered. And the better you are at identifying great stories and covering them quickly with a certain level of quality, the more likely you are to be successful in this space, period, end of story. There's no magic bullet or magic trick to it. But sometimes we in the media, we can be a little bit overzealous when we're looking for great stories. And sometimes it can cause us to make costly mistakes, which ultimately ends up leading to people criticizing you and your brand. And that is exactly what happened with ESPN yesterday, when they ended up running a fake story from an unreliable source in order to gain attention. And essentially what happened was it backfired, and we got this information via market.com and Molly Morrison. But before we go any further, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let's get into the story here, and let's really break it down. It has a bunch of different moving parts. So essentially, this is what happened. The story broke yesterday with John Morant basically saying he would cook MJ. Well, another sports outlet, in this case called, I believe, Ballsack Sports, basically put out a fake quote of John Morant saying this. He said, if you put MJ in today's game, he's just another superstar. We got me, Steph, Luka, Dame, Trey, and then guys like LeBron, KD, Kawhi. It's not just one superstar and a bunch of a bunch of average dudes. You feel? Then what ended up happening was ESPN, they basically ended up reporting on this fake quote. And they basically said it was from Bleacher Report. So what ESPN put up yesterday was the quote. Basically, they assumed that Ja Morant said this. He said, if you put Michael in today's game, he's just another superstar. You have me, you have Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, Trae Young, and then guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard. It's not just about one superstar and a bunch of average guys. And they said Bleacher Report put out that story. Well, according to Molly Morrison, it's not true. And she ended up posting on Twitter, basically said, I know ESPN did not just do an entire segment based on the Ja Morant quote from Ballsack Sports, right? And Marca.com was also the other source that we were able to, that was actually the first source that we got that information from. And basically what ended up happening there was if we essentially get into this article here, it says ESPN apologized to Ja Morant on Monday for running a fake story on live television of the Memphis Grizzlies guard saying that Michael Jordan will be just another superstar in today's NBA. David Jacoby and Kendrick Perkins of ESPN's This Just In show talked about the fake quote on live air and falsely named Bleacher Report as the source. And Jalen Jacoby basically came out on Twitter where he basically apologized. He says, as the face of this, I want to do three things. Number one, apologize in general. Number two, apologize to Taylor Rooks and Ja Morant. And three, give a big shout out to Matty Ice for watching from what looks like a liquor store. So basically he had to go out there, and essentially put out an apology. So here are my thoughts on this. Number one, you have to be careful when you're in pursuit of a great story. You have to be very, very careful, because what I've understood is that sometimes people will do anything to monetize a situation. It happens all the time in media, not just sports media. It happens in all media. You can look at it on hip hop news, all of it. People put up all type of stuff in order to get people to react to it, to engage with it, and ultimately make some damn money, right? There are a bunch of fake channels, to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. There are a bunch of fake channels on YouTube that pose as real channels, but they're not, right? And they'll put any kind of title or put any type of image to get you to click on it. You'll see a Stephen A. Smith image on it. You think, oh, Stephen A. Smith said that. You click on the video, it's not him, right? So it happens all the time. And I realize that people do, they do whatever it is to make some damn money. And that's why us here, we try to provide as much source material as possible. Whenever we read something, we usually give you the source. We say the article we're reading it from, so you can go out there and hunt it down yourself. And we usually give you the audio proof so you can hear the person that said it. We try to do that as much as possible to make sure that people don't go, hey man, I didn't hear that. Now, sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes people believe, oh, it's clickbait, whatever it is. But you can only do your best to give us the people as much information as they can. And ultimately, it's up to them to make a decision on that. So that's number one. Number two, I think the second takeaway from this is this. This can happen to anybody, especially during a frenzy. When there's a big story, whenever a big story breaks and everybody's talking about it, it can be hard to tell the real from the fake, because there's so many voices at that time and you're caught up in the mix of it. And then before you know it, you may just go out there and latch onto a piece of information and it may be the wrong one. For example, we were one of the first basketball channels to report to do a live when Kevin Durant decided he wanted to be traded, but I didn't just hear it from anywhere. I made sure that I got that information from a reliable source, in that case, which was Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN. Then I put up the tweet and I put up his page in the live in the comment section and pinned it so people can go there and verify. Subsequently, we even put in the breaking story from ESPN. We put it there, right? Just to avoid all of these things. But sometimes fake stories, you can get something from someone you think is real. We almost did a live once. I called him, I'm like, Marco, let's do a live. And I heard the story and it was fake. It was doing the free agency last year. And we were about to do a topic, but it was fake. right? And we ended up not doing it because I had to verify, wait a minute, why am I not hearing this from other sources? I'm just hearing it from this one guy. So it happens, right? And sometimes when that happens, you have to be quick to apologize because remember, your brand is on the line, right? It can take you, as they say, a decade to build a brand. In one fell swoop, you can destroy your brand. So the good thing is that ESPN did apologize, and it happens to the best of them. So these are my thoughts, and what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about this? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.